there was a boy named Noah who always waited. He waited for the right moment, the right feeling, the perfect time. But that time never seemed to come. Every day, Noah watched other children play outside. He wanted to join them, but he always told himself, maybe later. What if I'm not ready? He thought. What if I make a mistake? Those thoughts kept him standing still. The children laughed and ran freely. They didn't look perfect, but they looked happy. Noah only watched from a distance. Sometimes Noah took a small step forward, but then he stopped again. "Not today," he whispered. At school, Noah had many ideas. He wanted to raise his hand and speak, but he always waited for the perfect answer. Before he could speak, someone else answered. The moment was gone. Noah looked down quietly. I knew that, he thought. I just needed more time, but time didn't wait for him. During lunch, Noah sat quietly. He wanted to talk to others, but he waited for the perfect moment to start a conversation. The moment never came. The conversation moved on without him. Noah stayed silent again. That evening, Noah sat alone in his room. He thought about all the moments he had missed. His heart felt heavy. I'll do better tomorrow, he said softly. Tomorrow will be the perfect time. But tomorrow came and went. Then another tomorrow and another. Nothing changed. Noah felt frustrated with himself. Why can't I just do it? He asked, but he didn't know the answer. That night, Noah stared at the sky. The stars were quiet and still. He wished for a sign. Suddenly, a soft light filled the room. Everything became calm and silent. Noah slowly stood up. The room disappeared. Noah found himself in a strange, glowing space. It felt peaceful but unfamiliar. A wise old man stood before him. Noah, he said gently, why do you always wait? I'm waiting for the perfect time, Noah said. I don't want to make mistakes. The old man smiled slightly. Then you may be waiting forever, he said. Noah looked confused. Noah looked at the old man in confusion. What do you mean? He asked. Isn't it better to wait until I'm ready? The old man walked slowly across the glowing space. Tell me, Noah, he said, when will you feel completely ready? Noah paused. I don't know, he admitted. Maybe when I'm more confident, or when I won't fail. The old man smiled gently. Then that moment may never come, he said, because no one ever feels completely ready. Noah blinked in surprise. Never? He asked. But everyone else looks ready. Let me show you, the old man said. He raised his hand, and a vision appeared in front of them. Noah saw the children from his town. They were laughing and playing as usual. They looked confident and free. But then Noah noticed something new. One child hesitated for a moment before running. Another looked unsure before speaking. Even so, they still moved forward. They still tried. Their fear did not stop them. "They're not perfect," Noah said slowly. "They're just doing it anyway." "Yes," the old man said. "They don't wait for the perfect time. They create the moment by taking action." The vision suddenly changed. The colours became darker and quieter. The laughter faded. Noah saw another version of himself. Older, sitting alone, still watching others from a distance. His heart sank. "Is that me?" Noah asked. His voice trembled slightly. He felt a cold feeling inside. "That is one possible future," the old man said. "A life of waiting and missing." The older Noah looked full of regret. He whispered, "I should have tried, but it was too late." "No," Noah said quietly, "I don't want that." His hands clenched slightly. "Then you must understand this," the old man said. "Waiting feels safe, but it slowly takes everything from you." Noah lowered his head. "So I've been losing all this time," he said. The truth felt heavy. "Yes," the old man said gently, "but you can still change." Noah looked up, a small spark of hope in his eyes. Noah stared at the vision of his future. His chest felt tight and his thoughts rushed quickly. "I don't want to become that person," he said softly. "I don't want to spend my life just watching," he continued. "I want to live, but I'm scared." The old man nodded gently. "Fear is normal," he said. "Everyone feels it before they act." "But what if I fail?" Noah asked. "What if I look foolish?" His voice carried both fear and doubt. "Then you fail," the old man replied simply. "And then you learn." His voice was steady and clear. Noah blinked. The answer was simple. "It sounds easy, but it doesn't feel easy," he said. "It is not easy," the old man said. "But waiting is not easy either. It just feels quieter." Noah thought about all the moments he had missed, the chances he didn't take, the words he didn't say. He remembered standing still while others moved forward. He remembered saying, "Maybe later," again and again. "I'm tired of waiting," Noah said. His voice grew stronger. "I'm really tired of it." The old man observed him quietly. "Then what will you do?" he asked. His question was simple but powerful. Noah hesitated again. The fear was still there. It had not disappeared. He took a slow breath. I don't feel ready," he admitted. "But maybe I don't need to be." A small smile appeared on the old man's face. "Now you are beginning to understand," he said. The glowing space around them became brighter. The heavy feeling started to lift. "I will try," Noah said, "even if it's not perfect." His voice was still soft, but it was steady. "That is enough," the old man said. "Action creates confidence, not the other way around." Noah nodded. "So I just need to take one step," he said. "Just one." "Yes," the old man said. "One step is all it takes to begin." The space around them began to fade. Noah closed his eyes as the light surrounded him. "This time, I won't wait," he whispered. Noah opened his eyes. The morning light filled his room. He sat up slowly, remembering everything from the night before. "That wasn't just a dream," he whispered. His heart beat a little faster. "Today, I will try." Noah stood at the door of his house. He looked outside where the children were playing again. The same moment had returned. His chest tightened. "This is it," he thought. "This is the moment I always waited for." The fear came back quickly. "Maybe I should wait one more day," his mind suggested. It felt familiar. Noah stopped himself. He took a deep breath. "No," he said quietly, "not this time." He stepped outside. It was a small step, but it felt big. The air felt different. The children noticed him standing there. Some of them looked at him curiously. Noah felt his face grow warm. His legs felt heavy, but he kept walking. "Just one step," he reminded himself. "Just one more step." Noah finally reached the group. He stood there quietly for a moment. His heart was beating fast. One of the kids looked at him and smiled. "Do you want to play with us?" they asked. Noah blinked in surprise. "Yes, okay," he said. His voice was a little shaky. They started playing a simple running game. Noah joined them slowly. At first, he felt out of place. He ran a little awkwardly. He was not the fastest, and he almost tripped once. His fear quickly returned. "No, keep going," he told himself. "It doesn't need to be perfect." He continued running. After a while, something changed. His movements became more natural. He started to feel more comfortable. The children laughed and called out to each other. No one was judging him. They were just playing. Noah laughed too. It came out naturally. It felt light and free. When the game ended, Noah stopped to catch his breath. He was tired but happy. "I did it," he whispered. For the first time, Noah felt proud, not because he was perfect, but because he finally started. Noah stood with the other children, catching his breath. His body felt tired, but his heart felt light. For the first time, he felt like he was part of something. "Let's play again," one of them said. Noah paused for just a second. The old habit tried to return. "Should I wait?" the thought appeared. Then he shook his head slightly. "No, I'll do it now," he said. He stepped forward without overthinking. This time the movement felt easier. The fear was still there, but it was smaller. They started another game. Noah moved more naturally now. He didn't try to be perfect. He made a small mistake and stumbled. For a moment he froze. Then he laughed instead. The others laughed with him. No one judged him. It was just part of the game. Noah felt free. He was no longer trapped in his thoughts. He was simply living in the moment. The field was full of movement and laughter. This time, Noah was not watching from the side. He was inside the moment. I should have done this sooner, he thought. But he did not feel regret anymore. He felt grateful. That evening, Noah walked home under the warm sunset. His steps were steady and calm. He no longer looked down. At home, his parent noticed his smile. "You look different today," they said. Noah nodded. "I stopped waiting," Noah said. "I just tried, even though I was scared." His voice was simple but strong. His parents smiled warmly. "That is how life begins," they said. "Not when everything is perfect, but when you start." Noah thought about that. "I still feel afraid sometimes," he said, "but now I know I can move anyway." He remembered the old man and the glowing space. The lesson stayed clear in his mind. "I won't wait for the perfect time anymore," Noah said. "I'll create it." His eyes looked forward with confidence. From that day on, Noah tried new things. Sometimes he failed, and sometimes he succeeded. But he kept moving. The town stayed the same. The days still passed quietly, but Noah was no longer standing still. Noah learned that the perfect time does not exist. The only moment you have is now. So don't wait. Start, even if you are afraid.